Destroy the Machine was our Battle Pass event today. There is obviously that mining bug that should be fixed by the end of the week. I think they said they pivoted and flipped events. That's why this one launched maybe a couple minutes later, because I think it was probably going to be a mining event today, but they flipped this around. Remember, you have to kill the actual worms, not the new space dragons that look exactly like these things. We'll talk more about those in a little bit if you haven't seen those yet. Lower decks. This is the big one. Attack pattern Delta here. You can kill anything. Kill any hostile. Kill 100 hostiles. Do whatever you got to do. Get this done. Because this top milestone right here is giving you this 5th year anniversary credit. Now, the official 5-year anniversary doesn't happen until November, but they're getting an early start on it. And with Star Trek Day Thursday, and DJ and his team back in LA again for meetings at Scopely, and they're doing a live show from there. Thursday, there will be some type of live broadcast at 11 a.m. Pacific time where they will explain more about this. It's actually in the in-game news for once, which is awesome. Somewhere in here. There you go. 5th anniversary kickoff, part 1. Want to celebrate with all of you, our commanders who made this journey possible. Please tune in. If you hit this, it takes you to the YouTube channel for Star Trek Fleet Command. The one where Beck posts all her videos. September 7th is Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific time, which is for me is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. To find out more, so they'll be doing more information will be given live on Thursday morning / afternoon / evening, depending on where you are. And that will go ahead. If it's anything like last year, it'll be some type of event store where you'll get to use these tokens to get stuff out of it. Last year, we got a full unlock of an epic officer. And I think we had like 30 epics to choose from, if I remember correctly. Now, half of them weren't worth it because they were the same officers that were in transporter patterns. And then, a couple other ones just weren't good officers. So it kind of got narrowed down to like 4 or 5 choices that were pretty easy, if I remember correctly. It was like 5 of 11 and Data and Jayla and maybe 1 or 2 others like Rom that hadn't really had access to yet. And I think most people went either 5 of 11 or Jayla. And then they released freebooters 2 months later and Jayla became obsolete. But, that's a horse of a different color. Max, you still got 9 days until you get Voyager, so you got patience, you can wait. Okay. If you didn't pick 5, you picked wrong. Well, yeah. 5 was one of the top choice. Jayla would have been a good, and Jayla still has a little bit of uses. There are occasionally those events that do require actually killing swarms, like Heavy Hitter and things like that you can get some good points off of. Who's blowing up my Discord right now? Oh, it's just Stewie. Sorry, TC. I know there were quite a few people who got burned by Jayla on that one, so yeah. But I don't know we have no idea what the gifts are going to be. But just make sure you're completing your events to get these tokens whenever they show up. If don't miss out. It might not be as good if they're giving out multiple tokens, because last year we got like 1 token or something like that. There's nothing in the 7-day one. It's just materials. Perks of Rogue AI Heroic. This is for buying any of the new primes, which, quite frankly, usually the reason to buy the prime is because of what the rewards are in these bundles. That's it. Tech rods and rare skill points. 8 rare skill points. I'm not... This is a nothing event. This has no FOMO attached to it whatsoever. There's no incentive to buy these primes for these piddly rewards. Multiphasic Hunter is back though, so if you are planning on making any purchases, like a battle pass, like a Monavine, like a monthly, you know, resource bundle, now would be a good time to do it because you can get yourself some Odo shards in the process. And I don't know if you guys noticed this. I noticed it this morning. Um, Multi-phasic credits have been increased again. I don't know if it's, I was giving thanks to all the content creators who keep pushing all these Amazon coins promotions because maybe they had something to do with it. But you'll notice that instead of getting about 14,000 multiphasics, you now get 17,000. So it's like a 20% increase. They bumped it up again, which is awesome. And because they did not change the milestones on this 59,400, it used to be $440 to get that. Now it went down significantly. Now it went down to about 350. So you do 17,000 for 3 packs. That gets you 51,000 points. Then you only need another 8,400 multiphasic credits, which I think any $50 pack should give you enough of. So instead of being $440 to finish out the event completely, where's the $50 pack? Here we go, $50 pack. 7,500. No, you're just short. 51, that's 58.5, and you need 59.4. Oh, wow, you really are. All right, so it's 370 apparently, because the $50 pack did not go up as much as the other ones did. So you got to spend 370. So you go from $440 down to $370. It's a $70 savings to complete the bonus events and get all those extra Odo shards. Yeah, they also did boost the payouts of resources and stuff in the battle passes. That's another takeaway as well. But in terms of, other little things that you can get, this event is going on here, and it is paying out. It is a full unlock of Odo, or a full tier up from tier 1 to tier 2, depending on where you're at. So you're talking about the full 20, 23. Yeah, that's a full 110 whatever shards for Odo right there. Just giving you the information, not telling you to buy anything, not telling you to spend on anything, just letting you know what's available. Olympus, you sped up to Ops 40. Awesome. Get it in time for the Battle Pass, I hope. Yep. Better rewards for sure. The Battle Pass did, first off, it's now you're getting G4 in your Battle Pass. So that's a big upgrade. But even the payouts were increased in these milestones and stuff. And there are a decent amount of officers and stuff in the top half. There's also some of these extra shipyard directives down here at the end. The big takeaway this month we'll get to when we talk about officers is Freeman is fully sourced with only a $20 investment there into the bottom half of the Battle Pass. We'll talk more about that in a little bit when we talk about the officers. The overflow event, this did not have de-sealing rods in it this morning. They put out an announcement. They fixed it. De-sealing rods are now in this. So that will continue to be on trend. As far as people always asking about the Treasury, that's usually right around the middle of the month. 15th, 16th of the month is when the Treasury event usually starts. So keep that in mind. And that's it for launch. Oh, complete new missions too. The new missions, these were some, depending on what level you are, you got, a certain amount of gifts that have the diodes in them. It's a one and done this time around. It's just giving out titanium and crystal again, commiserate with your ops level and stuff like that. Some of them have multiple milestones in previous months. This one does not. I will tell you, I have learned from watching other people suffer through this on their content creation channels today, that for different missions, you have to donate 10,000 raw crystal and 10,000 raw gas, 2-star. So if you don't have any of that, take 5 minutes and go mine it now. Go mine it now while you can. Take advantage of the time. Grab your, if you don't have 10,000 of each of your 2-star materials, because I'm pretty sure it's just crystal and gas, but at least there's no new forbidden tech this month. That's a good takeaway, Ace. That's a good takeaway. There is currently no new forbidden tech. If we go and we look at our event calendar, obviously we talked about this on Thursday, the big kickoff event. Find out what's going on with that. As far as lower deck stuff goes, you've got your completing lower decks. This month kind of does span the gauntlet of things that we do. Kill freebooters, kill Hirogen, kill Federation and Klingon hostiles, defeat Cardassian armadas. Everything there's a target for in this game, there pretty much is something to kill this month. Spend ultra recruits, come down here. Some of these events for these different quests, kill swarms, kill Borg, spend officer intelligence, kill Klingon and Romulan, kill Jem'Hadar. So you're gonna, throughout the whole course of the month, you're gonna be out killing stuff. And again, you do have to kill swarms, so you get a little bit, you get the Dust Jayla off for about 5 minutes, go kill some swarms, and then call it a day. Hey, Lloydson. As far as other events, there's a couple of mining ones. They're not highlighted because I guess they want to call attention to that fact and draw them out. There are a couple of mining events. We've got Cardassian armadas on the 10th. Those are going to use your regular directives. It's just an SMS, so not like you're going to have to do a lot of them. Maybe just set one or two and join in one or two more. But here's the one, the important one. Formation armadas pop up again 3 times this month. Thursday, Friday. So every Thursday, Friday during the arc, uncommon and rare formation armada events. And these are leaderboard events. That will also then tie into solo leaderboard and alliance leaderboard events to do uncommon, rare, epic artifacts and things and spend artifact tokens, again overlapping with each other. So every weekend, you're going to be Thursday, Friday, you're going to be doing formation armadas. Thursday, you'll be doing your Apex stuff too, but Thursday, you'll be doing Thursday and Friday, formation armadas. And then Saturday, Sunday, you're going to have regular armadas if you want to score points in the officer release events, auction events. There will be an ALB towards the end of the month for ultra recruits again. So keep that in mind if you want to stock up on, save your ultra recruits throughout the month, just to try and help out with whatever this event is. Now we move to our auctions. First weekend is Ransom. Typical, spend G3 or higher. This will be an SMS and an SLB. The heroic SMS is allegedly going to be just like the 7 of 9 SMS we just had, where the milestones will give you a full unlock if you have the materials and the ability to grind through them all to get, spend all the resources you can and get that far. You will get a full unlock from the SMS, plus additional shards from the SLB based on wherever you finished. Only week 1. Week 1 is all Ransom. Week 2 is all Billups. There will be something on week 3, but they are not telling anybody what it is. And those they have told sign that little piece of paper that says they're not allowed to tell anybody. So you'll have to plan accordingly, spend wisely. Yeah, I don't know exactly how best to navigate this one without knowing what that third event is. It could be somebody completely different. It could be both officers in a hybrid SMS or an XSLB crossover leaderboard, right? With maybe both officers will be available, but the payouts will be smaller, just to try and top off people who came close but didn't quite get there. We don't know. We don't know. And then down here are all the events, the Hysperion events, that are all related to building and upgrading the ship. But some of this stuff here, I don't know if Prince Andorithio's quests will be available to those who don't have the ship, if some of these events will have alternate scoring mechanisms, or if they will only work if you have the ship. I'm guessing not, because I'm guessing this, like, obviously this is kill swarm hostiles, this is kill Borg probes. So I'm gonna safely assume that this stuff is not related at all to having the new ship. So really, you only need the new ship to get going for a couple of events up here, and possibly for doing the Armadas, although you could probably bring another ship to the Armada. You won't have access to the refinery, because there is a new refinery tab that was added down here, but you have to build the ship, and you have to be Ops 40 to build the ship. So if you're not to 40 yet, this content is not available for you. And the new feature this month, you don't have to worry about, because it has nothing to do with you. You can just sit right back, keep doing what you're doing, taking your time, pacing yourself. We did say, we've been talking about this the last couple of months, that I have theorized that based on where PvP brackets are and ranges are, that they needed another event to really drive and push players to 40 plus. That they didn't want people, there were too many people who were still in that 35 to 39 grouping. And they had done steady events between, the Defiant and then Voyager and the Freebooters at 38 and things like that, that they were slowly creeping people up. But they needed something else to get people out of that 39 hump and push them into 40. Because once you go to 40, there's no reason to stay at 40. You just go right to 41. So if they can get players to move from 39 to 40, realistically they're moving from 39 to 41. And that is important because of this little factor over here at the old PvP guide. Because at 39, only players Ops 60 can hit you. But if you move the needle from 40 and then realistically to 41, well, now players of Ops 63 can hit you. And since, that first floodgate opens and all the whales buy some packs and start pushing some upgrades and stuff like that, or use a lot of materials and speed ups and latinum, whatever, for common materials that they can, they're going to move from 60 pretty quickly to probably 63, which would be the first area where you could make the new range of ship, right? Realistically, 63 would probably be where you're building your G6 uncommon ship. Well, we need more players at 41. Well, how do we get these people to move up faster? Defiant, Voyager, Freebooters. Now the Monavine. Keep pushing them, keep pushing them, keep pushing them, so they stay within range of the whales. The new cooperative element is not killing people's auto hostiles. Got it. Yeah, I don't see a new cooperative element in this part of the arc, because these new shipyard ones are solo armadas, are they not? And for those of you who haven't been out there yet, the new space is all the way up here off of Fed space. So you'd go out here to Fibona, which is where your, if you are high enough level, this would be where your transwarp path leads to. And then it kind of branches off out here to Hiltara. Now, Hiltara is an interesting system because it has low-level ships, 39, 40 level Federation ships, but they drop 4-star Explorer uncommon parts, broken parts. So if you don't quite have the warp range and you want to farm G4 uncommon Explorer parts, you can bring your auger at warp 60 or 65 or something else, like, your Centurion or whatever, and come out here and you can farm these guys to start getting some Explorer parts if you need them that way. Much like Klingon and Romulan have those available to them in these systems to get 4-star broken parts without needing the warp range to get out here to deep space, where these guys are all like warp 60, 65, 65 and up. This system is only warp 60 to get to, so it's a little closer, a little shorter flight time maybe. You can pick up some 4-star broken parts, which you can then use in the refinery to get Explorer parts. And then we come along to our new system, Hesperia. This is my new favorite system because it has space dragons, which really are just the same graphic of the worms used over again. These little 3-headed monsters, but they call them space dragons. Now, in case you're, and look at them just flying around. Look at that animation. In case you're curious, they just drop junk. They don't drop anything cool. They don't drop 4-star parts. They're just space dragons. As opposed to the traditional worms that we're used to killing in these systems, which are the exact same graphic. But space dragon sounds cooler than doomsday worm. The mission explains the reason they look like worms. That's good to know. I have not started any of the missions yet.